Good afternoon, Alex Winningham here, independent parent, Colorado native for the most part, and holistic health enthusiast as well as personal and professional development, um, not guru, but student, sharing what I'm learning with you. And I was reading a book this morning. I'm reading this new book called The Slight Edge. And if you're going for a goal, there's three huge mistakes I'm learning that you need to avoid if you have a goal. Three huge mistakes. So let's get right into it, okay? So the first huge mistake that you want to avoid is quitting before you see the results, because a lot of the time we don't see what's going on underneath the surface. Okay, there's a story of the hyacinth flower. Maybe you've heard it. It's almost like a lily pad flower that grows on ponds. And in the first day, there's just one lily pad. And this hyacinth, it's a little story. Hyacinth told one of the other plants in the pond that it was going to expand and grow, and it was actually going to be able to take over the whole pond. And the plant was like, "You're never going to be able to do that. You're just one tiny little hyacinth plant." And days go by and days go by, and there's nothing that's happening on the surface. However, underneath the surface, the hyacinth is growing these roots and these branches off into areas throughout the whole pond. And there are on day, I would say like 28, there are about half the amount of flowers, lily pads, hyacinth flowers that are on the surface. And on day 30, you can't even see the water. That's the power of continuing to develop yourself, continuing to grow, even when you don't see anything happening on the surface. You never know what's going on underneath the surface, right? So that's rule number one. And mistake number one, and rule number one that I'm learning in this book. And then rule or mistake number three is listening to others that aren't willing to go the distance that you are. So another story, there's two frogs in a pail, a ball pail bucket, I guess, in a bucket. And the frogs went out and they said, we're going to go out there, we're going to explore. And they had said that when they were tadpoles. So let me just kind of start over. So they were tadpoles, and they had told each other when they were tadpoles, one day we're going to walk on the land. We're going to do that. And no, when you're a tadpole, it's like, yeah, right. You're never going to walk on land. And lo and behold, they did, obviously, because they became frogs, right? They became frogs. And they decide to venture out, and they find this bucket of cream, and they jump in, and they're like, this is amazing. Wow, it's so good. It's so good. And by the time they were done drinking as much of the cream that they could, they realized they had drinking too much to where they couldn't get out. So one frog is trying to get out. And they're both really trying to get out, but one of them gives up too soon. And he says, "You know what? I'm sorry, brother, but I'm out." And he slowly slips away into the shadows, right? He dies. And he gave up. And the other one said, "I'm sorry for you, brother, but I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep going." So the other frog just keeps going. And he's using those legs, and he's making it happen. And just as he's about to give up, his leg lands on something solid. And it was butter that had been churned out of the cream because of his work. So that would be rule number two, is even if others around you are not as motivated as you are, not going for the same goals that you are, even if you're in different industries, right? Don't let that stop you. Be the inspiration. You can keep going, and you can get up to your goal, even if it's just getting out of the bucket like one of these frogs, right? Hi, Moses. And then lesson number three is patience. So you're seeing these are all kind of tying together. And this is what I was reading this morning. And patience around compounding interest, right? Compounding activity. So there's two brothers, a millionaire and then the penny guy, right? So we'll call it the millionaire guy and the penny guy. And this dad was dying, and he's told his two sons, "I'm going to give you each this book. You have 24 hours to decide if you want $1 million that you can pull from my bank and do whatever you want with it, or you can have 1 penny, and each day it's going to double with my butler, and every day that you don't touch the penny, it will double. And one of the brothers decided to stay up. Well, somebody's at the door. Hold, please. Maybe. Oh, cool. Give me just a second, okay? Okay, thank you. He's here to fix the door.
Yay! My
Well,
car's getting fixed.
This is the end of my life. My maintenance guy is here. But either way, the penny over time, over 30 days, becomes $10,737,418. And the guy that became a millionaire ended up he went in debt $250,000 within 30 days because of how poorly he had invested it and what he had done with it. So the point here is, you guys, for you, is to have patience. You never know what's going on underneath the surface, and listen to your highest self. Sometimes even not listening to others means not listening to the negative thoughts that you have in your own head. I believe in you. I appreciate you, and I will see you soon. Bye.